Hello and welcome to yet another edition of News 18 Presents Yuva Bharat in association with IIMUN, a students' body that is trying to connect students across the globe with the message that we need to be with the ethos of India, that is, that this world is our place, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And they also have this entire movement to try and unite nations. And they into their 10th year this year. Rishabh Shah, as president, is always with us. But we're going to talk about the subject. Let's get straight to the heart of the matter. And it's about cryptocurrency. So the government has already decided that the winter session of Parliament, the cryptocurrency bill will be introduced. Now, there have been a lot of speculations. Cryptos have crashed. And it's a high risk, high return scenario right now because there is no monitoring, there's no regulation around it. Neha Nagar, founder and CEO of Taxation Help.in, a digital content creator and who is educating people about not just taxation, but also cryptocurrency or digital currency. Kanish Gaur, founder of the India Future Foundation. Aditya Jain, crypto investor and enthusiast. And Mohak Chabrani, who's a grade 13 student joining us from Nagpur, Maharashtra, and has spent time with IIMUN. And is he dabbling in crypto? We'll ask him in just a bit. But first, it's very cryptic right now. How do you control a new form of currency, Rishabh? It all started with barter, and from there was value attached to gold, then silver, then copper, nickel, then you had paper, and finally you have got something which you cannot see, feel. You just have to put and attach a value to something that doesn't exist because it's codes, digital. And how do you do that if it is not pegged against it? Nations like Venezuela have pegged it against petroleum reserves. So there is a peg there. But here in India, is it worth transacting in crypto? Should it be treated like stock markets? Then if stock markets, then who's regulating these markets? Plenty of questions. But let's take it forward with those who know a little more than you and me.
No, absolutely. And the thing is what you rightly mentioned. And I'm so happy, firstly, that you're doing this. And there's a show that's dedicated for issues that are futuristic. I must take a second in order to thank you and the network for actually having a show on English television which speaks about futuristic issues for young India. And to that end, in regards to crypto, like you said, we've got experts here. But somebody told me, and one of these experts only told me this, that investing in crypto is like doing intraday trading in the stock market. You have no idea as to what is essentially going to happen at the end of the day, but you can only speculate all the time. And one of the things which actually caught my attention, and before we just go to the experts, for all the young people who advocate crypto, and I'm very happy that I was one of those very few who was left behind in this crypto race. I read this interesting article where, there's this exchange called MTGOX, Mount Cox or something of the sort, which was the largest Bitcoin intermediary, handling about 70% of the trade across the country and across the globe. And suddenly one fine day, they decided saying, you know what, let's shut down. And they shut down, and the transactions at that point in time, which was 450 million US dollars, got wiped out. Young people who see these fancy advertisements and then want to invest because there's some Bollywood star who's attached out there without understanding what cryptocurrency is a very dangerous proposition. But I would go to the people who advocate crypto first, because I've seen Neha and I really admire her work on the field of finance. But when it comes to cryptocurrencies, do you really think that this is something that is an option that one should invest in, especially when you're a young person who's 18, just finding your feet, and then suddenly you have a big Bollywood star out there who's saying that cryptocurrency is the future when it's not pegged against anything? Don't you think that advocating things like this, there should be some moral compass?
Okay, if you ask if is cryptocurrency safe, definitely not. But is stock market safe? No. Mutual funds safe? No. Even mutual funds come with a disclaimer that mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Please read all scheme related documents carefully. Right? So risk is associated with all the markets, commodity, forex, or even all kind of market. The difference is those markets are 100 years or 50 years old, but crypto market is just 10 years old. So there has to be some regulations or some more clarity around cryptocurrencies so that we can be more confident, okay, we should invest in it. But if we compare it with stock market, you'll say that stocks have some intrinsic value. We can do fundamental analysis, we can do technical analysis, and then we can invest. But but even cryptocurrencies have some background in it, like Bitcoin is used for payment only, but Ethereum or Solana, Polygon, or many other cryptocurrencies are working towards solving a problem in the digital world. So we are moving towards digital, and we are moving toward making
But
internet decentralized.
I hate to interrupt. I would never interrupt. But what you're saying is my principal problem. You don't have anything to value crypto against. There is nothing that you can value it against, as against the stock market where you're investing on companies that actually have a solid base. वो factory दिखती है, वो actually profit दिखता है, वो profit जब दिखता है, and then automatically the market corrects itself. So the point being, when you don't have anything to value it against, and yet you are advocating people saying that, you know, it's a game of demand supply. It's like it's a throw of the dice. If it falls at 6, then you are going to get a lot of money. So my basic issue is, and plus the regulation is happening from any person. So any person can basically come up and say that, you know, I'm selling these 300 coins or 400 coins, and these private currencies can be bought and sold. Don't you think that is a major risk and a big problem?
See, if we talk about cryptocurrency price, that is highly speculative. Yes, it is right that it is just dominated, or it is just moved by the demand and supply. But if we take cryptocurrencies, for example, Ethereum, it has a blockchain and it provides a platform to developers to build blockchain on it, so that you can, you know, build your decentralized applications. So that is the one use case of a one cryptocurrency. Other than that, all the other cryptocurrencies are also working on some projects to decentralized supply chain. Polkadot is working to connect different blockchains. So they have a project, they have a team, that team is working towards making those projects successful, and we can see those performance on their website. They keep posting about the updates, that which company has partnership with us, which investors have invested in our project. So it is not like कि सब कुछ हवा में है, but there are projects behind those cryptocurrencies also.
True, but the fact is that these people, if they decide to shut down tomorrow, who's going to back them? And currently, you're actually converting physical money or money which is pegged against a particular reserve, which a nation is guaranteeing. Its central bank of a nation is guaranteeing. You're currently converting it to something which has got no guarantee. It's not pegged against anything. 6.6 billion. That's the amount which is currently stuck in a parallel economy, and it has all come crashing down today. Had this money been at a time after lockdown and through the lockdown been in our system, it could have translated into so much more physically that we could have seen, but it's parked somewhere and it's doing nothing. That's another concern. And why do we need 6,000 cryptos with no regulation? I can start something for less than $1,500 and then finish my transaction and get out. So that's also without any regulation. Kanishk has put his hand up, so go to Kanishk and then Aditya. And then
I have two questions for Neha. Neha, we talk about stock markets. We have a regulator. We've got SEBI. People who make monkey out of consumers, they go behind bars. People who do frauds.
But SEBI
I have given you a chance to speak. Please allow me to complete. Okay. All right. So you have a regulator who's there. So anyone who does not follow guidelines and regulations, there is a legal recourse. In case of crypto, today, what is the legal recourse mechanism which is there for anyone who loses money? That's my first question to you. Secondly, how will you identify today that somebody who claims to be launching a cryptocurrency or a crypto coin is genuine or a fraud? How would you do that? What is your mechanism? What is your basis?
Okay, for regulation in stock market or any other market, regulation came after a long period. Like they were into the business for 10 years or 15 years, and then regulation came. So crypto market is very new. It is just 10 to 12 years old.
Okay,
so we are open. There should be a regulation.
So we should, you're saying we should wait for 10 to 12 years or 15, 20 years for a regulation.
We are already doing this. We are already doing this.
Okay.
Crypto will be out, and many countries are already started regulating crypto market.
Okay. But, so how would you regulate a cryptocurrency, something which originates from dark web? Filter. How will you put a filter? Please tell me.
We can put a a filter, just like SEBI allows only few stocks to be traded on those exchanges. So we can regulate our exchanges, which are running into India, which are running into the world. That only if you qualify these criteria, then only you can your coin, because even cryptocurrencies have their ICO. So there should be a criteria like CoinSwitch, CoinDCX and WazirX only have few cryptocurrencies. CoinDCX, I think, just have 80 cryptocurrencies. CoinSwitch have only around 50 to 60 cryptocurrencies. WazirX have around only 150 around cryptocurrencies. They do not have all the cryptocurrencies on their exchange. They also filter out some cryptocurrencies to be listed on their exchange. So even exchanges are also following some criteria that you cannot.
Correct. So you are looking at cryptocurrency specifically for the matter of trading, so that I look at something that as an investment and I do high risk, high return kind of a game. But you are also saying that right now the argument is that a lot of these people are actually transacting using these coins. Aditya, come in. So they're transacting using these cryptocurrency, and that's where the issue is. For a digital currency, the rupee is already trading digitally. More than 400 crores worth of digital payments on the Indian rupee are being made internally within the country. So I don't need another currency to trade. I don't need another currency to purchase and sell, because my currency is digitally available more than most nations across the world. So why do I need this without any regulation? Aditya.
Yeah, see, so there are certain points which I would want to tell that first of all, you have earned some money. Why do you want the bank, the government, or any financial institution for that matter to know कि आपके पास में कितना पैसा पड़ा हुआ है? First of all. Secondly, if I want to send my money to someone else, why do I need a mediator or it's like any bank or something to charge me a fees or something like that, so that they can earn on what I have earned already? Thirdly, there are startups coming in India. Modi ji has done like, bhai, Startup India, we have to do. So the thing is, you never know which startup will go how far. There are thousands of startups to succeed. But at today, you don't know कि ये जाएगा कि नहीं जाएगा आगे. The same way, there are thousands of coins coming up. You don't understand things कि ये coin कैसा है, क्या होगा. Matlab, it's all technology. So technology is not being understood by majority of the population of the world. Only some people understand these things. The government understands the least, because those people are governing the country. Those people are not like running the country. They hire people and then they govern it. Cryptocurrency is only 10 years old. अगर आपको आगे बढ़ना है तो आपको कुछ नया सोचना ही पड़ेगा. जहां है वहां ठीक है. That is not the thing that should be accepted by everyone too soon. जिन लोगों ने पैसा कमाया, because they will say, yeah, it's good. जो जिनने नहीं कमाया, because they don't understand things, how will they earn? Or you want everyone to earn the money? It's like that.
I want to show something. I want to share my screen and show something to everyone. Okay, there is a scam I want to showcase, if you allow me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is, you're able to see my screen. So this is,
yes.
So this is my number, which got randomly added to a BTC Fortune 1 VIP group. And they are telling me to invest in cryptocurrency. And they have given me a link by the name of Lena. Okay. They're asking me to register on TK Coin. And they have added maybe 250 people randomly. They are telling how to establish contract, what cryptocurrency is. We cannot guarantee money. You'll make tons of amount of money, long-term, short-term investments. Okay, this is the proposition. Now, this has come to so many people. The issue what I found here was, this has all the details, and a lot of people get such emails today. When I investigated this, I found out that all the IP addresses through which these numbers were from Nigeria. And there was a group of Nigerians in India and based out of Nigeria who are running this as a scam. And people have lost large amount of money. The coin which they are claiming today allows people to make their first investment and they give them 30 to 50% return. Post that, people invest in more money, and then the money does not come.
Mohak, do you think that young people who are 18, 19 and 20 should invest in cryptocurrencies?
I think cryptocurrency, like the trend we have seen, cryptocurrency has seen a positive impact everywhere, but I don't think we should invest anything that we are not ready to lose. Like we should, if we have an extra buck lying around, then we can put some money into it, because there is no guarantee, like you said. I agree with you that a regulation system is required to run cryptocurrencies in a public method of ensure a public regulation system is needed, which I think we also the government give upcoming bills which they'll be establishing public crypto year. I would like to say about the problem that you mentioned in Gujarat, that people were exchanging, the payment was done by Bitcoin and we could not track it. I know the Bitcoin is actually, people don't know that you own, Bitcoin is essentially a number for you. You are a number for Bitcoin. Each and every transaction is in blockchain is a particular number. I think it's called a node in my research, how much I have done. So it is trackable and a regulation system is required. It is very volatile and anyone can lose money anytime.
See, volatility is also not the concern. Volatility is somebody decides to take a risk. But the fact is that there is no trackability and there is no accountability of anybody. And this is disconcerting nations and banks. See, central banks already, nobody wants to lose control. So there is an existing monetary system. Nations are backing this. So they would want to have their own reservations. We don't want it. But the larger issues are something else. That I know only the person A in my country who's made that transaction. I don't know who's receiving it. And that person can wipe their traces off and गायब. So then my IP address लेके ढूंढता रहूंगा दुनिया भर में, then I'll try and look at scrums, but it's not going to give us anything else. So that is a concern. So an exchange or a cryptocurrency which is saying that we are ready to give you end-to-end, both sides information, and we are open to scrutiny, and there will be proper KYC done and information will be shared in the case of an event or an investigation, then it makes sense. The government is not saying you want to ban cryptocurrencies, but they are saying that not all of them are legitimate. Because Neha was saying, no, mutual funds also say insurance and mutual funds are subject to market risk. Please read the offer and terms carefully. Well, they're supposed to run properly for 5 minutes so that every 5 seconds, so that 10 seconds, so everybody can hear it. Every ad runs it only for 3 seconds and it's fast forwarded. But at least there is a call out. In the crypto thing, there is no call out. There is no thing about risk. Everybody knows it's high risk, high return, but it's also dangerous because everybody who does not want to be accountable is latching onto this platform. So then you have an issue that those who don't want to be accountable are latching onto this. Nobody is stopping you from earning money, but earning money, you also have to pay a certain amount of tax because that's how the government runs. That's how countries run. Nations run on the taxation of its people. Otherwise, there is no income for anybody, for the nation, for the government, right? The government is a representation of the people. So in our country, there are 101.38 billion people, only roughly about 8 crore or 9 crore people pay taxes. So where is the rest of the money going on? And how is it that who got 6.6 billion to invest among about 1 crore people? 6.6 billion has been pushed in cryptocurrency. ये पैसा किसके पास है और वहाँ कहाँ गया? वो पैसा सिस्टम में क्यों नहीं है? उस पैसे का अगर आप टैक्स भी भर देते, 30% भर देते, तो सोच लो सरकार के पास कितना आता और हमारे पास कितना आता है. At the end of the day, it's going to come back to us only. Neha.
I would like to add here, जो कनिष्क ने हमें स्क्रीनशॉट दिखाया, ऐसा मेरे साथ भी हुआ था. इवन बहुत सारे जो क्रिप्टो इन्फ्लुएंसर्स है, they have fake channels on Telegram on their name and they ask for money from young investors कि आप हमें पैसा दे दो, हम आपका 1 घंटे में डबल या ट्रिपल करेंगे. So what I did my cyber complaint offline जाके भी किया, and apart from that I kept making videos every week कि भाई मेरा ये वाला चैनल नहीं है, आप किसी को भी पे मत करो. सो द सोल्यूशन की यंग इन्वेस्टर्स जो अभी लूज कर रहे हैं मनी, जो सबसे बड़ा कंसर्न है अभी गवर्नमेंट का, तो उसका यही सोल्यूशन है कि हम एजुकेट करें. एंड जो हमारी एड्स आती है उनमें अभी थोड़ा सा ऐड करने लग गए कि हाँ मार्केट रिस्क होता है, बट अब 1-2 महीने पहले बिल्कुल भी रिस्क वाला जो डिस्क्लेमर था बिल्कुल नहीं चलाया जाता था.
I'm going to wind up by saying, boss, we got some of the finest tech brains too. So the government can also engage some of the finest, sharpest minds to crack the code, figure it out, and to ensure that this is possible. Because somewhere near in future, this could be the next medium of transaction. This could be the currency of the future. So if that is the case, then let us jump on early onto that bandwagon. Do it in a safe and a secure manner. And India is one of the first nations to respond. There are other nations, but across the globe, we as a large country, which is seen not to be so tech savvy and understanding, we are faster as far as looking at a cryptocurrency law and a bill. There are nations which have pegged the currency against their petroleum reserves, but that's also going to get exhausted. Jis din petrol reserve khatam ho gaya, us din kya karoge? But we can. The government can say that we will bring our own cryptocurrency. We'll bring our own cryptocurrency with a $5 billion reserve or worth of gold, which is a reserve. And it will be pegged against that. It is possible. Let's see what is presented in Parliament, and then we'll take this conversation forward. For the moment, great conversation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.